Good morning, everybody. Terrific sleep, a day off. Getting ready to head out to Barrie, Ontario today. Talk to a group of ladies at the War Memorial. It's going to be a big day. We got World Constitution Day coming for Barrie, Ontario, organized by Barrie, Ontario residents. And you're going to learn a little bit more about that today. But I want, again, to go over Derek Sloan. I have a lot of people complaining. Dave, why are you hammering on Derek Sloan? Why? Derek's a champion of the people. He's fighting for rights. Derek's doing all these things. Well, everybody, it's simple. Derek Sloan was thrown out of CPC. Thrown out. He's an independent MLA. Or MP, sorry. We already watched Maxime Bernier go from fighting for leadership of the Conservative Party, having a first place finish, going through a Dominion voting system 11 times over for all CPC members. We watched this until he was cast out by a first, second, third choice system. Bernier from there challenged CPC on a whole bunch of conservative ideals, gone from the party. Independent MP. What happened to Maxime? He lost the election. He's likely to continue losing the election. The reality is, all of these politicians are born into a system where they campaign to all of you on pure lies. They feed on your fears. They feed on the wants and needs you have. For rights and freedoms, the government continues to steal from you. You have clearly laid out rights and freedoms federally in the Constitution under the 1982 Charter, and then beyond that, even more than that, more important or just as important as those charter rights, everybody, is everything spelled out in Section 92 in your real, true civil rights, which are major. 2/3 of the rights and freedoms all Canadians are to have are found in Section 92. They outweigh the charter rights laid out for you federally, the powers of the federal government. But yet there's no document in any province or territory enshrining those rights for all of you. You see it with fines, fees, and everything else. You see the transfer of power to the health, transfer of power to education. You see the transfer of power on the businesses. You see it all. And those who don't comply get rubbed out. We just saw it in COVID-19 in its entirety. Those who protest, this is another right. Where does protest come from? There's a portion in your charter about that. But guess what? It's a civil right. It goes into property. They've taken that from you. You can't go to someone's property and protest anymore. Did you know there are Supreme Court judgments, Superior Court judgments from many provinces, many, stacks of them, allowing you, the people, to do this? Not anymore. Not anymore. It just doesn't end there. I have literally, if you go on YouTube, many months ago, you're going to find I did a major protest in Edmonton, Alberta, against a billionaire. It's a disturbing video. It's incredibly disturbing. I go all out on a limb to teach you what the Supreme Court of Canada and the Superior Courts of many provinces has enshrined for you. I use that right fully and implemented 100%. No harm came to me because I followed the rule of law. But premiers across the board have taken these rights from you. Many rights most of you don't even know you've lost. Dozens and dozens. I've counted more than 36 of your supposedly enshrined charter and civil rights are gone and gone forever in many provinces, territories, and absolutely federally through the charter. In the colonial monarchy system, our constitutional monarchy, the power over your rights to administer them as they choose, giving them unlimited power to create acts and bills taking or restricting your rights or changing the entire meaning of them can be done by any elected official any time they wish in a majority government, or a minority that wins the opposition, which they do. We just watched you guys lose your rights to an election. You just lost it. And we watched the Crown Power change the Elections Act unilaterally. We just watched Justin Trudeau, Francois Legault, go into unilaterally changing the Constitution so that Quebec language, which may not be an issue, but it also gives them nation status. And everybody, we're not talking about nation status as its own country. We're talking like Métis Nation, like First Nation. What does that mean? It means UNDRIP, which is a non-binding, meaning it's not international law. It was thrown in the garbage, decided by the P5. They threw it in the garbage. From the garbage, Canada took it out and said, we're going to administer it our way with our Crown Power over all Canadians. And we're going to give the French the same status, even though that's colonialism too. They're not the First Peoples. They're not First Nations. And now, any Anglophone, the boat people, which is all immigrants who become citizens, all the people who did come on boats and all their legacy, will not only be paying for First Nations, Métis Nation, and Inuit, they're also going to be paying for now upwards of 9.5 million Francophone Canadians. And they will enshrine equalization, centralization, many names for it, because in our Constitution, the federal government under Section 91 can tax you all by any mode, means necessary that the Crown deems fit. But who is the Crown and what is this video about? Why am I going after Derek Sloan? Maxime Bernier wasted his time as an MP when he was independent. He stayed in the colonial system. He refuses to adopt anything else. Like the education, he was brought up in this institutionalized system. It is tell people what they want to hear, regardless if it's true. Tell them what they want to hear. Collect as many donations. Get as much money as you can. Get reelected. That's all they know. Stay in the system. Operate in the broken system. Many of you know it's broken. Narratives trying to get there. I'm sorry, everybody. I made a promise a long time ago. I would always tell the people the truth, whether it was popular or not. And in a day of populism, the age of populism, that doesn't work very well because people want to hear, they want to hear what you're going to do for them. And when you can't do for them and someone lies and says, oh, I'll do everything that you want, I'll do it all, people will gravitate to that. As long as they're being lied to, it's okay. As long as the person puts on the front that they're going to fight and win those rights for you. But time and time again, throughout all political history, all that happens is you pay, you donate, you put everything and all your money into these politicians. They get elected. Maybe 3 or 4 of the mandates they made for everybody go through, but then about 80 to 90, meaning over 90% of what they actually do is nothing you ever wanted. Nothing even close to what you wanted, because that's the power of the Crown. That's the power of once being elected. You get to do whatever you want, fill your pockets up with as much money as you can, and people pay for their rights, meaning special interests, foreign or domestic, get precedent over all of you, no matter how loyal, how much time, how much energy you put into a political party. They will throw you to the side when more money comes forward. That's a first, second, third class system. The highlight of colonialism, age of empires. Something outlawed in this world today. I've said it time and time again. Queen Elizabeth II is not able to administer Canada officially since the day she ascended. Her father completed that work in 1952. You can all, again, Google it. You will not find. Just look at Governor General. There hasn't been a United Kingdom Governor General run by the Crown since 1952, King George. The same goes with all lieutenant governors of every province. I'm going to say this a little bit better, and I'm going to make a special small write-up for people to share to really highlight this and why Derek Sloan, you opened that door, and everyone's mad, but Derek Sloan is independent now. He only has a limited time, 2023. He's likely to be out. That's reality, everybody. Independent, run for PPC or run in another party, you're likely to be thrown out in 2023. They all do. They all do. How many independent MPs do you see that got elected as an independent? The answer is 0. Campaign donations, party transfers of money. I can tell you horror stories, the likes of which you've never seen before, where I've watched a judge be parachuted from Ontario right to Alberta into a CA right in Alberta. A powerful CA, a constituency association in a group of 6 that raised more money naturally in a generally NDP area. They created a fortress of conservative, valued, honest peoples who rallied an entire corner section of a city and converted it. And guess what happened? Conservative CPC parachute a judge in, defeat that person on the election, and then you know what happened? All the money of all 6 of those went straight over to the new MLA. That's what happened. Parachuted in from the federal side, paid, sponsored, all the money sent, millions of more dollars, and then they usurped all the money out of all those CAs. And then you know what happened? It all went NDP. That's how politics works. People don't like the truth. All of these politicians were built in that system. They don't want to change that system. I like Derek Sloan too. I am doing this for all of you because Derek Sloan opened up a door. He specifically stated the military is facing orders for mandated vaccines for November, already going through a mandate to lead to the Canadian people in vaccinations. Who gave the order? Derek Sloan turns, again, like every other politician, hear no evil, see no evil. He's a lawyer, everybody. Who is the Crown Derek Sloan? Because United Kingdom Boris Johnson, the House of Lords, say, we didn't order any of that. Queen Elizabeth II's office says she never ordered any of that. The Constitution outlines the Crown power. These people have all clearly sworn oaths. People tell me about amendments. Oh, no, not this or not that. Guess what? The citizenship, the oath of allegiance for all government employees remains the same. It has not been amended. Not once, not since 1867, not through the whole process, and not in 1982, and the several amendments since. No politician wants to remove any of that. They want to sit there and hold the crown for themselves, stolen from 1952. And people, my job is to tell you the truth, the absolute 100% truth, whether it's popular or not, no matter how many people migrate away. Because in the end, just like yesterday, a returning loyal follower comes after 3 years and says, I'm sorry, you were right, I see it now. It took 3 years. People come back when things come to fruition. I'm sorry this has to be said. I'm sorry it's not what everybody wants to hear. People want me to champion health. They want me to champion ending the UN. I would be lying to you. I would be 100% lying to you if I said in any way, shape, or form I can fight the vaccine rollout, I can fight the UN and end Canada's membership in the UN. I would destroy Canada entirely and forevermore if we left the UN. I've told this time and time again. Those who think and listen to PPC members and insiders of Maxime Bernier that we can leave the UN. You're being lied to. Not just a little lie. This is a giant lie. Giant lie. Biggest lie in all of Canada right now is that somehow Canada can be successful and leave the UN. You're bound in treaty to serious international laws that nobody gets out of. Nobody. And if you leave, go look at Palestine. They are not in the UN. Palestine is not in the UN. They have no say, no nothing, and nobody ever comes to their aid. There are several nations who are not in the UN. Kashmir. Does everybody remember the idea of the Kashmir clothing? It's a region between India and Iraq. Guess what happened to Kashmir? They said, we're not joining the UN. The Allies gave them 2 years grace where they would take care of them, and they did. A transfer period. Kashmir, which was fully democratic, just like a lot of states, said, no, we're good. We're not going to join the UN. We're going to go it alone. Guess what Kashmir is now? Iraq. Torn. Pieces went to India, but most of it went to Iraq. They are under full autocratic authority from that day forward and never, ever, ever are even registered as a nation or even appear on the map. Historically, they do. Everybody knows about the great Kashmir clothing. There was a sultan who ran that, was good to his people, cared, gave them full democracy, and they were torn to bits, ripped apart, the regions destroyed. This is what awaits Canada. Do you think Israel-Palestine is going to get better? Not for Palestine. Not as long as they don't have UN status, and they never will. It's been voted no, and they'll never get it back. The Allies say no. You have UN status. It's how you use it, Canadians. It's being abused by the crown colonial elected politicians who hold a crown power. They're using their UN status in a rogue Axis way against the Allies. Now we can change all this. I have outlined a clear path forward. We need people like Derek Sloan when they make monumentous press releases and then they get caught with their pants down when things in their press release don't match. And military, when you step on military, anybody who wants to know about military, you will find it on my timeline. Dave Bjorkman in the name search plus Canadian military. You will learn an extensive amount from years and years past. How did I learn all this? Why did I learn all this? Because I was seeking independence for the province of Alberta. Financial, military, police, the list goes on. The banking, all of it. You have to learn all these things on the international stage and absolutely domestically. It's given me great insights. It's given me access to places and people in this world that people would think is impossible for an average Joe. But I've done it. I've done it. I bring forward the truth because you all need to know where we're at, how to get out, and what Derek Sloan has the power to do as an independent MLA now. Quit wasting your time, Derek Sloan. Quit with the same narratives that's only going to land you out of office in 2023. That's reality. He can't change the health measures, and even if he gets elected in that system, he's not going to be able to do anything. He'll tell you what you want to hear. He'll collect donations like many of them do. He'll say all these things, but he's not going to get anything done. When he's put back in that place, if he gets back there, he will go with the flow again. But he's not going to get back there. I could lie to you and say I can change everything about the vaccines. I can change the world. I can make the world powers rule the other way. They won't, and they're not going to. The P5 ruled this pandemic. They ruled for vaccines. They each and every single one rolled out vaccine rollout. They're not going to go back on it, and I would be lying to all of you if I said I could change that, or I'm going to go fight for that against the Ally P5 and win it. That would be a lie. Just like saying that somehow we can leave the UN and be a functional country. There's no such thing in this world. You leave the UN, you're stripped of everything. I mean everything. To like so which Canadians, spoiled and ignorant of all this, wouldn't understand unless you actually lived it. You can look all around the world. There are many nations who no longer exist, and then there are many nations who don't have status, who are being browbeat each and every day. Taiwan and America saying, oh, fight for your freedom, your independence. USA can't defend them. They can't go to war over Taiwan. Neither can UK or many others. Same with Hong Kong, all of it. China's taking it back. They're a P5 member unless a declaration of World War III is announced, which is unlikely. Very unlikely, because then the UNSC5 are dissolved. They're not going to go to war over it. Those UN states who get compromised and who go on battlefields, whether economically and everything else, against any of the P5s, is left hanging. It's left hanging. And UNSC members do that. They play around with each other and they use UN states to do that. It's unfortunate, but you need to have strong constitutionalism, rules of governance, a clear understanding of what the UN is, how to operate in it, and how to make it work for you. Because the binding laws we have in place right now are pretty good. What we need is to just follow, there's very few, and get rid of all the non-binding agreements. Get Canada on the right track. Settle the First Nations. Address what's going on today with genocide, the ICC. The key is taking First Nations and Canadians, putting them together in one platform against the system. We do that, we win it for the people, by the people. There's tremendous wealth. 4/5 of Canada waits for all of you. All of you. You'll never hear any politician talk about that. Imagine ending federal and provincial crown land. Again, notice how it's not Queen Elizabeth's land? Shouldn't it be? We heard Rupert's land. What about Queen Elizabeth's land? Oh, because international law says that's not the case. Canada's a UN state. It's its own country. It's up to you, the people of Canada, to rectify this broken confederation in one federal election. A political vehicle must take you there, must give you the one right you have, which is to vote every 4 years, federally or provincially, and get it done. I will take the crown, I will destroy the crown into 40 million pieces. The First Nations will get their pieces in each region, and so will all the Canadian people. Regional constitutionalism for everybody, as well as absolute federal dismemberment and redesign. And people say, how are you going to be able to do that? Because under Crown authority, the day of election, you win just a minority government. You don't even need a majority, just a minority. Once you have the federal crown on your head, the day of election, you issue letters to all lieutenant governors and governor general thanking them for their service. You're no longer required. This is why. We go into Queen Elizabeth and King George VI powers transferred, and that we want full democracy back. You will be dismissed as you're sworn to the crown. From there we appoint, which is what every prime minister is allowed to do. We vacate all of them with the 30-day notice, which is also the day of Ascension. And in the day of Ascension, shake hands with all of them. The new ones come on, assume their roles. They're all ascended, and they're loyal to you, the people. Meaning, you're all going to decide with the greatest. Hundreds of experts around the world will come at a cost of 140 million, thinking of it like 14 referendums. But you're going to get literally hundreds and hundreds placed into your constitution. Rules of governance, how to govern, and accountability. Making Canada a real country for the first time ever. Putting the politicians to work for you. You build the Constitution with the rollout in every town hall, in every minority language across Canada. That's what we will do. And not an act or bill. That's what Governor General, Lieutenant Governors do. They ascend acts and bills. If they don't stamp it, it don't go through, which means I will be crippling Parliament and the legislatures until you all get your regional constitutions. People ask me, how are you going to get First Nations together on this? How are you going to get the Canadian people together on this? The reality is, once that's rolled out and all these regional groups for First Nations, the amount of people you have on or off reserve will dictate how much land you're given. By population, everyone will work together and realize, wow, we can get a real settlement, we can get a real viable path forward. And for all Canadians, think 35 acres for every man, woman, and child in Canada. If you think this is fiction, you're wrong, dead wrong. And Queen Elizabeth II isn't going to come in and do anything about it. The reality is your politicians are the crown. Prime Minister, the big crown. Every premier, the little crown of every province and territory. We're going to cripple them. We're going to cripple that system. The government's not going to shut down. Everything will keep running. Same old status quo until you all get your constitutionalism done by each and every one of you in town halls across this mighty country in every minority language. This is not fiction. It's not out of the realm of crazy. It's absolutely following the government system as it truly is and crossing your T's and dotting your I's in real legal sense. No one has ever come forward to take the crown, to destroy the crown. Everybody wants to wear the crown and have full autocratic authority over all of you. I am going to give you your power, as should have been done in 1952. The Liberals and Conservatives and every other party registered since is all jumped on board with this and has no interest in ever giving the power to you, the people. Now, again, there's a lot here. Derek Sloan, what is your decision? Are you going to go back and address your video? Are you going to tell everybody who gave the order? It was Justin Trudeau, who is Her Majesty, as explained in the Constitution of 1867, again in 1982, none of it removed, all oaths stand, and it is in direct violation, as stated to all Canadians twice by Queen Elizabeth II. Follow the UN Charter of 1945. You read that and you will find out there is no more colonialism. There's no more Queen Elizabeth. There never has been since the day she ascended. Her father already ended that. It's illegal. Queen Elizabeth is not allowed in the UNSC. She's only been allowed to speak twice in the UN, and she had to speak on the status of the UN Charter 1945. That's all she's allowed to do. Colonialism lost. All colonials lost that power in 1945. End of the war, the Allies said never again. World War II was a war of colonials. Germany was a colonial. They were all colonials. They've all been ended. That's reality. The history is there. There isn't a world expert who's going to come forward and dispute anything I've said. Not a single expert. Canada is caught red-handed. And the reason why I target again you, Derek Sloan, it's time to come clean. Be the voice of reason. Tell Canadians the truth. Who mandated the military? Who gave the order, Derek? Because you've left it, again, as every politician does. Shh, don't tell them the whole truth. Give it to them in a half-truth. That way no one's ever going to know any better. No, Derek, finish it. You have this opportunity. You're an independent MP. The likelihood of you getting re-elected is very nil. You should know this. Look at the history of all of political history. Derek Sloan has the power to fix Canada, or at least set it about on that path right now by one easy statement. Justin Trudeau, Her Majesty, gave the orders, the mandate. He gave his own press release just a day after that, where basically he says it too without saying it. Derek Sloan, a half-truth. Justin Trudeau, half-truth. Canadians need to know that Her Majesty are the politicians. Divinity beyond God is your politicians. None of them want you to know that. None of them want you to ever look at them in that light, because then Canadians will go, whoa, this isn't what I signed up for. This isn't the Canada I want. I am not giving you my divinity. I am not giving you the power of some divine authority autocratically over all of me. Way worse than Putin. Way worse than any communism. A complete lie. A full autocracy that they can utilize anytime they want. They have been. More so than any other nation in the world today. And no one's taking notice because it's up to you, the people. Thank you. That's my video. Bye now.